So thank you to first of all to have involved me in this project. I will present you the Signalert system, which is based on a smartphone application for crowd mapping. So first of all, a few words about the company, which was founded in 2012. We are French, independent, and we have international activity since the beginning in Europe, but also outside. I'm presently in Africa for other projects. So I'm the leader of the company. So we are a small company, but working internationally since now 30 years, and all types of things related to natural disasters, from monitoring with sensors to creation of a national strategy to for disasters risk reduction or climate change adaptation. So what is the solution? The solution is based, first of all, on a smartphone application, free, available on App Store and Google Play, which allows users to report what is seen. Geolocated, this is fundamental, and basically can be just something like a super Twitter with a location, time, or comments, some features. But we have included in the app a way to characterize the level of intensity by simple markers, which can be recognized by anybody, anywhere, regardless of cultural level of education. And with the app, you can report the intensity of the natural phenomenon, but also the damage of the states, the object exposed. So you'll see it later. So we have on one part the application, on the other web services to allow the exploitation, which centralize the data and allows someone who is monitoring a territory to exploit, analyze, export, and eventually send back to a message to users. So we have two platforms, Signalert Consult. Associated with that, we have an open platform, which is just an URL address that you can insert in a website to publish alerts after it's been sent by the users and the moderation stage. Security check is another platform, the same account, but it allows you to send back to users massively messages, notification on the app, SMS, or even text message and voice messages. So one of the address challenges, you will see that through the presentation, but I think we are covering a lot of challenges mentioned in the MEDEA project. You will judge that when you see the presentation, but frankly, I think we are covering a lot of them. So the smartphone applications. First of all, we are multi-hazard, covering 18 natural phenomena, but also man-made or human origin phenomena. Not all have intensity scale, because it's a bit of science and reflection with scientists or practitioners to develop an intensity scale. We have intensity scales for 7 of the phenomena, and we are continuously developing, integrating new intensity scales. Okay, so the principle that you will describe with the app, something that you see, feel, here with simple markers in a maximum of 4 levels, well separated, which are corresponding to a different level of intensity of the source phenomenon. And generally, when there is already an existing intensity scale, such as the AMS 98 for earthquake, we correlate our scale of intensity to the existing scale. But for example, for earthquakes, we have enlarged the signs markers to not only damages to buildings, on which are based most of the intensity scales, but also to other markers in the environment, what people feel, what they hear, what they smell, all what we could consider as visible and understandable and could be described by the user. So we have basically the app, and you will successively follow several steps, screens on the app to describe the phenomenon. You answer to the question where you are able to. If you are not able, it's no problem. Just go ahead and go to the next step until you share the So the product is available in 5 languages, and we have also a Creolation version, because the system has been acquired by the Haitian Civil Protection. But we can include, obviously, other languages. And so the last version was released in just a year ago, in February, with the Arabic included in the application. We also include and propose behavior advices to the people which are facing sometimes for the first time catastrophic events. So we try to propose them some behavior from the stage before the event, during the crisis, and after, in the aftermath of the crisis. So we have also this kind of open platform on which can be inserted in an existing website of a municipality or civil protection. And this gives access to different information. For example, we have included floodable zones for 5 country nodes, but there will be more. But also, we also proposed last summer maps published of the burnt area in Greece. I was in Greece by that time, and I could send an alert because I was close to a fire. Okay. The interest is that you can also send back to the user information for his adjusted behavior. According to, first of all, you have these floodable areas which are permanent on here. But during a crisis event, the user of the web platform, which has an account, can publish and send to the user a map visible on the app of an evolving phenomenon, a forecast of where will be the phenomenon, but also in the other information, such as where are shelters, what can be the evacuation routes. And obviously on the app, the user will see where it is and can see the propagation of the phenomenon and where it could take a refuge. So this is interesting and complementary information to the cell broadcast. For example, I just leave that directly in Greece last summer because I received a message. It's true that there was a version in English, but when you are not of the country, of the place, you don't know the place, you don't know the name of the village, it's always easy to know whether you are going to or far from the exposed area. So the app can provide complementary information with maps, direction, which allows you to better locate yourself with respect to the exposed area or the shelters area. Okay, so the main product, because the app is free for everyone. We have a paid version, but the main product is the free version. There is this platform which allows you to manage, receive the app, the alerts, analyze them. But above all, we have also a system which is an automatic alerting system. What does it mean? It means that you can define for the area you monitor a kind of a critical mass of concentration of alerts in time, in space of the same type. And when this threshold, you define a rule, and when the rule is reached, there is an event which is crazy, meaning that you have passed this threshold of criticity, and this trigger message which are sent to people who have to be advised of this threshold which has been reached. So it can be used for at national level as well as a town or city of less than a city doesn't mean much, but it can be also at any size of location and size of areas. So the open account, as I told you, it's something which is something associated to the main consult account, which is professional one, where you can publish information in real time after moderation by the owner of the account, but also you can find information, advices, counsel related to different types of phenomenon, but you can also display the obviously the alert, but also some additional information such as floodable areas or anything that you as owner of the account you can publish on this website open to the public. Okay, but you can also, for example, privatize the system and just use it for your own team, your staff on the field, and make that the alerts. You can do a network of users, and all alerts sent by this network will only be concentrated and visible to you as manager of the account and this territory and this team. And conversely, you can send to these people messages which will be received only by them. So you see the platform has two levels: general public awareness and raising them, but also private level inside with the same system. Okay, the automatic detection, how does it work? I just mentioned that we have connected our system to a network of Internet of Things objects, formerly meteo station, with rain gauges, and we are monitoring and accessing to the server of the service and collecting that information. So this means that, for example, in France, in some places, the density of such privately owned weather station is sometimes 10 times higher than the Météo France weather station. So it's high density, it's real time, and we can measure and detect when a threshold of rainfall has been reached. For example, in general, in Europe, above 30 millimeters in 1 hour, you are almost sure that all networks or buried networks, drainage, sewage will be overflowing, and you start inundation in cities. So this we can detect with this network, and in the same way, we define a threshold, a rule, and when the rule is reached, so it's very early, it's really early morning, based on rain, not flood, but rainfall quantity. This is helpful. We have to be advised and take measures. So obviously we have an API included, but we can also export our information, our alerts to Google in KMZ format for Google Earth, where we have a set of input and output of data with the system. So I still have 2 minutes, so it's almost finished. So security check is the correlated platform, which is constantly allows you to send messages massively to people through SMS, text-to-speech, or for people who have so short messages. I go quickly because it's something practical, but the same system, the same platform, and you can geographically define to who you are sending the message according to the position of the user during somewhere on your area of interest. So solution roadmap, well, we are operational worldwide since the app was published in 2014. 5 languages, we have new languages, we are introducing new protocol for new phenomena. We can include some private protocol, which will be visible only to people belonging to a network of users. And we have also a new project for integration, for example, there's a CAP, Common Area Protocol, to be able to publish something when a real big event is occurring. So some testimonies, and it will be the last. For example, in 2015, we had a French NGO which was working in Nepal after the 2 big earthquakes, and the app was used by the operators on the field, and they could detect some fault scars offset in the field. And we had also mapped the land instabilities. There was no landslide map in the area. So using Earth observation, we produced the maps and could correlate the alerts sent by these people and see that it was just at the head of a reactivated landslide, which was unknown, and it was proving that, first of all, the landslide was reactivating, and secondly, that it was moving. So this was used intensively some months ago during the earthquake in Haiti. by users, people of the Asian civil protection, but also citizens. And well, I already mentioned this example of a detection of a very strong rainfall events, which is operational anywhere, provided that you have this network of meteo station. But we can connect to any other network sharing the data. Okay, so I will finish now just in time. I think I hope you hear me and saw everything clearly. As I told you, I'm in a mission in Africa, so I will not attend the rest of the meeting, but I'm ready to answer to some questions you could send me by email later. And well, I will leave you in a few minutes and hope you have a great day, great presentations. Unfortunately, I cannot attend the rest. I would have liked to see the rest, but it's finished. Sorry, and thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, Mr. Richard. It was very, informative, and actually, what practitioners would like to see is testimonials from fellow practitioners when these solutions are in place. So thank you very much, and I'm pretty sure that we have plenty of questions for you, and we hope to see you again in the near future.